Our agenda for tonight, we're going to have a brief overview of Dolly and ChatGPT 4. We're going to tell you how to use ChatGPT 4 for character creation. We're going to give you some prompts. We are going to gift you with some prompts after this as well. And we're going to walk you through a character description and explain to you why that is important. Because if you can't give a good character description, you're not going to get the image you want, right? We're also going to give you a look at some AI tools that we use in addition to this feature to be able to go as far as creating some, cartoons and things of that nature. We're going to be using Canva and D-ID. Not quite sure how you say that, but we're going to show you how to use it. Some more tools that are kind of integrated to help you through this process and make it easier. Afterwards, we are going to have a Q&A session, so please make sure you drop your comments and your questions in the comments for us. Make sure that you don't be afraid. If you don't understand something, let us know. We have no problem stopping and explaining it to you. We want to make sure that we're providing you guys with some good information so that you can use it, right? And create what you want to be able to create. So we hope that you guys find this helpful. We are very excited. When I say we, my amazing business partner, Cash, is on the call tonight. He is very vexed in this topic, way more than I am, honestly. He's been doing this for a while. He's created these amazing prompts, these awesome characters. And so he has curated this awesome presentation for you guys. He's going to walk you through step by step what we got going on. So without further ado, Cash, I'm going to go ahead and drop it to you.
Hey, how's everybody doing this evening? Meet your mic, please. So my name's Kasim, and our company is called IC Solutions. People call me the KKOD, Cash King of Deals. And what we do is we assist companies with some of the best solutions with being able to grow your sales, get your business known, master social media, and also learn how to convert. You want to learn how to convert different products. So while we were creating these products, I came across the dilemma to say, okay, she wanted me to create a storybook prompt. So, prompts, what they do is they assist you with being able to have the right terminologies, the right command to allow you to create an image or words from the prompt. So you give the idea, the context. Can you turn that down? The context is your idea. So you want to formulate an idea based off of a character. So your character has a name, has a who, what, where, when, and why. So when you're breaking that stuff down about your character, like myself, I would give descriptions of myself. Dark skin, I'm a black male, I have a beard, I have a bald head. So those are the beginning framework of how you're doing this. So as we were building, I'm going to share my screen, show you guys how I was able to. Can you turn on the sharing so I can present? Oh, my presentation mode. So since I can, I'm going to share my screen, and what I'm going to do is jump into the prompt that will allow you guys to see how I formulated some of these prompts just as well. So, oh, more people jumping in. Am I able to get the screen share? Oh, all right, there it goes. Cool. Okay. So first we're going to jump into, let's share my screen. And are you guys able to see my screen? Yep. Okay, cool. So we're going to go into character description first. So a big part of illustrating your character is I'm going to read to you how I came about the prompt. So the means of how I came about the prompt is given a description of one, you got to have a face. Two, you got to have a body. So I'm going to read off to you the prompt that in which I gave you, and I'm going to give you this stuff too. But I want you to just understand before I give it to you what to do, how I formulated, what was the thought process about how I came about doing this too. So I'm going to read the first prompt to you from the story because I had to create a character for myself to put in the story in which she had me creating. So, multi-character creation. I want you to create two images. One image should consist of six black male illustration facial expressions, which are the same face. This facial descriptions are provided from detail previously matching the description that was provided above. So, I want to show you guys something that goes along with this because my chat GPT has instructions inside of it. And those instructions are inside. So let me slow down. If you guys notice, right? Let me go back out of here. Down here, these three little dots down here at the bottom, these are like if you're gonna upgrade your subscription, if you want to be able to use Dolly 3 on your chat GPT, you're gonna need to go into this details down here. You see it has my name. And inside of it, it has instructions, excuse me. So some of those instructions are as thus. What would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? So first off, my name is Kasim Fields, the co-owner of IC Solutions. Here's my information, and then here's some of the things about my business. I'm not going to read all into it. So I gave it an idea of what I wanted to know. But what I wanted to do is differently though. How would you like ChatGPT to respond? So from what it knows, I wanted to have a description, a reference about my business. We do SEO. We create prompts for documents and encourage people to get discovery calls. But in the bottom part, you can give it whatever you want to know about your book creations. If you're creating a series of books, if you're a book author and you want your stamp for your personal person on each creation, you're going to want to fill this stuff in about it. And you can get ChatGPT to detail this information. Remember, we're not trying to do a bunch of heavy lifting. You got a good idea, you feed it the idea, then you have it do all the work. That's what this is about. So here at the bottom, we have whenever you're creating a prompt description for an ad, I want you to know my description is so that you can put my description into visual images that are created. I'm a black man with a bald head and a beard. I'm I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm tall. I should have been put. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm tall. I'm 6 foot. I'm athletically built. Kinda chinky eyes, Native American type features, but I'm dark skinned and I have high cheekbones. I try my best to give a description of myself, right? So now it is aware. So I don't have to keep saying, "Hey, I look like this. Hey, I look like that." No, it's got a description of me, at least a rough draft of it, right? So let's jump back into the actual prompt in which I use to create these things. So these facial features are provided in the detail previously mentioned. In the second image, this is very detailed because this is the body. First, we describe your face because we want a head, and then you want to describe the body. The second image will consist of bodies that have faces in which facial expressions that are in the first image can be applied. Please make sure that these bodies in which the facial expressions will be applied have different body postures for different scenes. I want you to make sure that the face has different facial expressions and also is in different positions in looking directions for different scenes. Create a black superhero who has a bald head and a beard. His superhero suit has a big gold K on it. The colors of the suit are black and red. Can you rewrite this prompt so that when I use it, it's able to create the specifications in which I'm describing? So here is the prompt, which I'm going to give you guys too also. Actually, I'm going to come right over and we're going to boom. We're going to take that and we're going to stick that in here. Boom. I think we could get, oh yeah, I'm able to get the whole thing in. So we're at 3. Boom. Okay. All right, so that's the first prompt for you guys, right? So you're able to see these are facial expressions. You use them how you see fit because these are your prompts. I'm giving you this so that you're able to tweak my thing to your own thing. You have a template to use. So this is how I was able to build it. You'll be able to take these facial expressions, different head postures and where the head is, and those will be the description for your head. And mind you, you could create one description for just the head and then start working towards the body. All right. So we'll go back over. So we got our facial illustration of 6 facial expressions of a black man. Clearly, you describe who you are, and then you move down and you say, we're talking about the body's expressions that go with certain positions based off of your story. So think, if you're telling a story about Little Red Riding Hood or whatever, Handsome Gretel, whatever it might be, whatever story you're telling, right? You're going to want to make sure that you describe that character, right? And then you want to say, all right, think, what positions do I need this character to be in for my story? So that's what you're going to take this for. And don't try to do all the work. Just think of the idea and then have Chat GPT do the heavy lifting for you. I think I get the whole thing in there. Then you have it do that. So you can always take my prompt, right? And tell Chat GPT and say, hey, I want you to take this prompt and formulate it to change this same prompt description into whatever it is that you're describing for your character story. So you can literally take mine and then enhance it by just changing it and have it go to your story. So don't try to go and do this heavy. Let it do all the work for you. So now we got the body, we got the head. So now we're gonna start, illustration of 6 athletically built male bodies, each 6 foot, standing with arms crossed and just a description. So you see it start pumping out those, right? Yes, it missed my bald head, but this came out pretty amazing though. I must say, I thought that this came out really good. Why? These different scenes allowed me to have this character. I could create one single story for each position and then change it. So that was my first description. I really like this one. This one brought me in a lot of promotion and marketing for this design right here. Immediately, as soon as I start dropping this, people are like, hey, how'd you get that too? So I'm gonna give you that as well. Let's get that in pieces as well, because it's all about the prompts. Oh, I didn't send the other one. Boom. So let's put that in there. So you see it brought out the prompt with the superhero. I was just thinking, I thought superheroes would get people's attention because I know, illustrators are very expensive to pay to get them to create your illustrations. When we got 4, 2. Bam, now you guys got some descriptions. So not only do you have the actual prompt that I actually utilize, you want to use Chat GPT to formulate that for yours. So I'm gonna scroll on down. So once you have done something and you get like an idea, if you notice, the next thing I did was make a female version of this. Why? Because that's a double bubble right there. You know what I'm saying? Like easily make me a male one, make me a female one, right? So now I've pretty much created 2 different multi characters that are the same character with my theme. And if I wanted to tweak it, the thing is to not try to go too far off. You've got a pattern happen. So you want to make sure that this pattern sticks and you want to enhance. Hey, give me another version. So when you ask it to give another version, you then want to describe. This came out like perfect because I could have her like in a fighting scene or something like that, or training or whatever it might be. And some of the ways on how you do that is you cut it out and put it on Canva. You take each one out, which I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you how I was able to manipulate this drawing. I mean this image so that I was able to use it for stories too as well, all from here right here, because we're just going to cut it out and change the backgrounds. So what you notice is that I kept creating different variations so that I can create different superhero characters. And this allowed me to sell this on Etsy, creating different variations and selling the prompts. So I'm selling the pictures and I sell the prompts because these are all means. Anything I could create for myself, I then can resell. That's the same way when you guys are able to get certain different products from me. These are all also an example of you see me presenting, that I'm presenting and I'm showing you what I did. The same thing, you're able to go take this stuff and then resell these prompts to your customers as you continuously create these. Um, so I wanted to change it into flying. I also I had people say, "Hey, you got all black people on there. Can you switch it up?" Yeah, I can switch it up. Now you see I'm able to switch it up a bit and have different varieties so that I'm meeting everybody's needs. You know what I'm saying? I want to also make sure that I'm uh, uh, I'm offering a diverse business with different characters. So yeah, I want to make sure I make great black author books, Asian books, all of these things. I want to make sure I get all the different varieties by switching this up. So you'll be able to create those different kinds of superheroes. You see, I went and made an Asian one also too as well. So as you tell it, if you see right here, I said, give me a different variation. So then it'll start creating those variations, right? So let's move on to, okay, maybe you don't like the face. Maybe you got the body. This is a lot of this was about the body, right? But let's get over and let's look at, so this is how I started with this. I was creating the story, and this was the first variation of what it pushed out. I mean, it's got some similarities. I wish I was that buff, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But it came out great, right? Because this person, he's black male, beard, owns a business, he's wise, he's this is the characteristic they put out. So I was like, okay, I wanted to switch up a little bit. So I switched up the illustration. And I really like this one too because it's a different kind of illustration as well. That I was able to just take that and hey, change the image into a cartoon. So now this is different because this is 3D. So when you want a 3D image, you want to make sure that I'm not sure if I put that in there. There's probably a 3D. This is actually the description of what a 3D image because it's kind of a different type of illustration. So say you have that. If you wanted to change that, like you seen I did, I was able to put change to a cartoon. Now I could switch it up, different kind of marketing. And if I wanted to keep this right here, if you know, like I know, Canva has suits, has bodies. So then I can slap a suit on him, a different kind of shirt. You could create the images that go on top of him in addition to allow him to talk with the DID. So I'm going to breeze through, show you a couple of different ones as I was formulating the right face. If you notice, none of these faces, a little bit, they're pretty much all the same, but it did put out the body description. So I could use this and then stick the head right on top of the body if I wanted that. I wasn't a fan of that face right there. But bam, I created another variation. Then it started creating the likeness in which I wanted to. If you notice, each one of these faces is different, right? So that allowed me to just download it, download that, and then be able to stick this head onto those different bodies right there. And then here's the things that I gave you, different emotions that go with it. So I kept trying to push it out. So I'm going to show you where next we go to Canva, right? The next to Canva. Okay. So let's go over to Canva, right? I want to show you guys. Everybody see my Canva screen? So if you notice, right, I want you to
Yeah.
peek. Yeah, everybody sees the Canva screen? Okay. So see the head? It comes off. You see I cut that out? Head comes off. Put the head on. Boom. There you are, right? If I wanted to switch it up, then I could go switch the suits, double click, and crop. Why? Because inside of your crop, come on, you're moving a little slow on me. Oh, okay. So you see this? If I wanted to swap the suit out, I just would move the body, right? Bam. You go and erase a little bit. So if you were creating different scenes, this would be necessary to do to change up your character. You could go create, and if Canva has different elements that will create original elements, so you could put a suit on him and change those up, or you could just use Chat GPT and the image creator and Dolly to create your bodies while you got your facial expressions. So a lot of times I try to single the image out because I'm gonna place it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna place it on different things. I might place it on a kid's background, or I might take one of these. So let's get into DID too. So say I create one of these images. I created him totally. I didn't put a head on him. I actually said, hey, I want you to create a t-shirt a hustler who resembles Nipsey Hussle. So I created the image in Canva, and then I had the person come out. So with any image that you do this with, the reason why I see you need to have the singular body is because for you to make this person talk, like I'm going to show you, you're going to need to single out the character so that you can have that character put him into the DID so that you can make him talk, and then you're going to export him, cut him out with the magic cutter, and then place him on something like I'm going to show you, which I did here. So here's my character because I'm promoting t-shirts, 850 products. that I build people's Shopify accounts. So what I'm able to do is you buy it from me and it's already made and I create the marketing. So I'm creating marketing for people to buy my already made website. So here's one of the promotions.
If you're an AI designer with a passion for innovation, consider this. Our platform offers over 850 customizable products, from clothing to home decor. By merging your AI-driven designs with our extensive product catalog, you have the opportunity to redefine the world of merchandising. Together, we can create groundbreaking products, streamline operations, and propel a new wave of style hustle. Let's harness the power of AI and elevate the world of design.
My guy, he was dropping that game. Guess what? I had ChatGPT write that script. I had ChatGPT create the image, the visual, right? All of the pictures in here that are made, they're all made from ChatGPT, right? So when you look at the cup, this is the Printify product right here. This is the Printify thermos. So anytime that you want to create a image, so say you want to do a calendar, you want to do a book, you're going to create your images and be able to transfer them easily to different places. So for your characters to have different stuff, Printify has them made in calendars, but we advise that you might want to use Gelato for creating books. So if you're going to create a book and you're going to create characters, you're going to be able to do a drop shipping, print on demand, and all of these things are at no cost. So that's the other thing I want to emphasize to you. We figured out how to not have to spend any money to do this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I pay $20 for Chat GPT and then I get to use Dolly. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we're drop shipping for free. We're using Etsy for free. I have an Amazon book. I made that on Chat GPT for free. So when you're learning to do these illustrations with these different things, this stuff should be free to you to create. If you're using this different stuff, I created this logo as well. It's for somebody that I'm using characters for. So I was able to create this using that as well. So there's a million different ways. If you're able to navigate and utilize Canva, you should be able to create anything. If it's a script, I have it also write my social media scripts, descriptions with associated hashtags so that you can get maximum search results. So if you're creating a story, something that I would advise is to make sure that you tell it for every picture that you put out, put a description for my social media post in there, right? Then that makes sense because then crafting the greatest prompts, and a prompt is a command to do something that has specific details to implement something. So when we're creating these prompts, when we're creating these images, every time that you create a story, go to a note and stick your prompt in there for that. Once you master something, because I came about this information while doing one thing. And it was by accident that not by accident, because I would have had to come to this conclusion. How could I write a story without having one character? And continuously, in addition to that, too, right? When you're making some of these characters and you're changing them, something I want to show you guys that I really left out right now, too, that I want to show you. On this image, right? These images came out for Gucci. I'm not promoting Gucci because we might get in trouble for that, So, what we were able to do when they came out with the Gucci design for the last training, I did this right here. So if you guys don't know, so you come up with a design, an illustration, and you make a mistake. We all make mistakes, especially me. So you want to fix that, or maybe Chat GPT couldn't get rid of certain things. Great. Excuse me. What you want to do is come over to the edit. So you click on this, and you want to come over to edit. Okay. So there's two different things, right? One is the magic eraser, which means it totally disappears, right? And another one is a magic editor, which will replace it. So if you notice here, this was here already, this rose. That rose was there. Was not there. It was this gold thing. I actually hit it with the magic eraser. So I'm gonna do it though too, and put that there. So we'll do it on another one. You can completely get rid of something using this. But we're gonna go over here to the magic editor. You're gonna click that. Running a little slow for me, huh? And you want to come over. So we'll come over to hers, right? What I actually did is I did this on something I'm gonna show you because I got rid of some stuff that you can't see at the moment, but I'm gonna identify it so you can see. So we're gonna hit that right there. And then we're gonna come over and hit continue. And I'm just gonna put rows. Very simple. So if it made a mistake or it has something in there, you can convert that into whatever you need it to be to fit your illustration. I mean, to me, this is a game changer because then you can begin to alter the illustrations that you need. So when there's a mistake, don't worry. Go in here and fix it. You know what I'm saying? Go and change it out. That came out dope. I should have said purple rose, but they already seen to put out a purple rose. So something goes wrong, switch it up. Delete, get rid of it and smooth it out when you're doing it. So you'll be able to smooth those over. So I'm going to show you where I was able to go and make some changes on here. So first off, he was very dark. I colored his face and made him because my customer looks like this guy. He's that complexion. So I was able to change his complexion to a lighter complexion. But in addition to that, right, I don't know if you could see, but here's the Gucci sign that's right. That was also right there. His jacket had those Gucci signs all over. I was able to remove that. You could see a little bit here, but I mean, unless you narrowing in like that, you're not gonna see that. The other thing is, if you notice here, the Gucci signs were here, and there they had Gucci belts on, and I actually got rid of that whole Gucci stuff, and now you can't even tell. Very lightly, you can see it right here. Same way that I changed that little here, you can see a bit of discoloration. But my customer was very happy with this for their business. And I was able to make those changes. And you guys can do this, especially if you're utilizing Canva and you're using this stuff, whether you're deleting and using a magic editor to get rid of it, eraser, or you're using a magic editor as well. So those are great ways to do that, to get that to work. I heard a noise. Is there somebody coming in? Is there any questions? So okay, who has questions? I'm gonna stop presenting too.
Do you recommend using Canva on the computer versus a phone or an iPad?
I do a little bit of both. I like my stylus when I'm doing it. So, I like copying and pasting for my phone, but like I kind of design a little bit, but my best place is my laptop just because
Okay.
I also utilize an app called GIMP. So I don't like the way that Canva cuts out PNG images for vector. Are you familiar with the vector images?
Yes.
So I can't vectorize any images on Canva. So when I'm using Printify or any shop like that, I, I can't use Canva to precisely cut. If you know, like when you're using the magic stick, like the old, the original way when we were doing graphic designs, that Canva
Yeah.
allowed you to do it. So when you're using the magic stick, I don't know that I could get precise as the magic stick on GIMP. So I still would advise if you're going to transfer it to another platform, don't use Canva to cut it out. Besides that, I think it's amazing.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Oh, do you ever use Midjourney? Okay, we use Midjourney. We was on it, wasting our money, right? So I was getting maxed out very quickly when I was just, she didn't know, she was like, I was taking a bunch of time to do customers because we've been doing this business for a while now. So I was like, man, I'm gonna start doing customer logos, but it just took too many tries to use. So you're using credits. So although it says a monthly subscription for Midjourney, it's still credits. And you're gonna have to train this thing. You're gonna have to go through. I didn't just come with this overnight. So I wouldn't advise using Midjourney because of the credits. And when you look at Dolly, the reason why I advise Dolly, I'm not getting paid to promote and endorse them at all. I'm only just saying it makes more financially sense to me to use it because I'm getting the most out of it without having to bill and I'm getting the equal exchange. The other emphasis point that I don't think that Midjourney can compete with Dolly is because Dolly is made by OpenAI and ChatGPT is made by OpenAI. So what the means of how they were able to upgrade is that when you're giving prompts, when you're given a description or you're given a prompt, ChatGPT also creates another prompt and goes more in depth on your what you're saying, creates its own prompt, and then creates your image, which is an enhancement at $20. I pay $20 a month, whether I think the max I can do is 50 images in an hour, which I've only done once. So to me, if you think, would you want to pay $20 a month and create as much stuff as you want with prompt building ability, which you could also tell it to give it to you, or would you want to pay the credits? I mean, it kind of. kind of explains itself too. So I started Midjourney and I agree
Okay.
Dahlia's ended up the game. Yeah, yeah. What'd you say, Albert? Somebody else say something? I thought
Can you hear me?
no, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? I'm sorry. What was the other question? Okay. Uh, um, so I would say, what are some of the ways you guys are looking to make money with creating these kind of projects, these kind of images and stuff? What are some of the thoughts, or will you guys want to hear some? Can you tell me some, and then I could piggyback? So, what are some of the ways that you guys have ideas to make money using this?
I'm looking for like um t-shirts, tumblers, the thing that everybody's doing. I made the mistake of doing the yearly mid-journey, and now my favorite images are on Bing and it's free. Yeah, I
Man,
know.
man,
I'm
yeah,
so bummed. I tried to duplicate things in Midjourney and I'm like, that's not even close.
yeah.
Bing is has been amazing for me.
Hmm. I haven't used Bing yet either. I want to get into it just because I'm hearing so much about it. That's something I'm also looking to jump into as well. So tell me a little. Can you tell me just a little? Just give me like a little rough synopsis
Yeah,
about
so Bing, I mean, it's it's so super easy, I think, which is why I navigated to it. Um, all you do, I mean, you put exactly what you want, and it comes out almost exactly the way you want.
it. Hmm.
Um, there's a lot of us sharing, the prompts and stuff. I think you're the first person I've ever heard Dolly from. So I'm going to have to look into that. Is it a web page?
So if you use, so it's on the OpenAI. If you go to OpenAI, it'll be right on the platform. You can access Dolly on its own. So you can get right into Dolly on its own and you'll just be using Dolly. And that never really worked for me because I wasn't that great at creating prompts at the time. So
Mm, mm,
it wasn't
I'm
really,
still learning too.
yeah, so I was having a lot of trouble with it. But now that it's integrated, I like you mentioned, I'd be like, man, I've been making stuff effortlessly though too. But I always save my results. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like you need that. That's your power.
Yes.
Anything that you do that works for you, it also works for somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. How did I learn prompting? Uh, by practice too. Yeah, yeah. I would say, um, I would say that I had a bit of an idea about commands first. Yeah, I was practicing it, but I was a little bit more advanced as far as what a command is. So from regularly creating things and just trying different stuffs, I was able to I save everything. I'm one of those people who like I got every note that ever existed that I ever wrote. I got stacks of them. So as you're as you're practicing and you're training, I always say to her like you have to train it. As you train it, you have to tell it, give me that formula. Give it to me. It came together with a formula. So imagine let's do an example. I must say let's do the example, right? How did you learn prompting? That's what I've done with prompts too. Yeah, it helps. So the main thing where I'm gonna turn it on so you can see just because if there was something that and I gave you guys the formula too. Here we go. So after it's done that, right, you want to come over and I don't think I showed you guys this though. Can you please provide me with a prompt formula for consistency with creating characters, period. Provide me with a template that allows me to fill in detailed information to change up the character, but yet still get the same result with creating a 6 image head description and a 6 image body description formulated as mentioned above. Period.
And you're doing this on OpenAI.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
OpenAI, yeah. OpenAI, you just put Chat GPT, you sign up for Chat GPT, create an account, and then you're able to start, just start creating your feeds. It's Chat GPT 3 is free. Um, I, you need 4 to do this, though, yeah, to create the images. Correct. So we're gonna have it pump out the formula. So this is the formula. This is everything that it did, and I do this in different industries. I do real estate. We do teach people in accounting companies. We have realtors. I have a realtor who we teach classes to realtors from a realtor who has me come out and teach them about deal analyzation. This is the same thing. It's a formula. So I also sell formulas to different industries because we were already servicing different industries. But I want you to really see how diverse this stuff is. That when you're doing this, think if you could create this formula, you could cook you could do recipes, you could do anything. You could create a recipe book with images with the cook there flipping the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And something I always do, I create videos and drop them into Google Drive, and then I embed them into my book. So if you were to buy a training from me, I also would put a video inside of that. So then you're like watching me do it, and then going through the steps in the course of the training and stuff like that. And that's what you're doing when you come up with these formulas. Anything that works for you is something you could sell to somebody else. Like you said, you want to figure out the shirts. I feel like I left that off too. So you want to figure out how to utilize this to come up with t-shirt design. So let's say create me an IC t-shirt design logo. So say you come up with a t-shirt line, the means of how you're able to do is like what we kind of said already, right? You want to get a good background cutter, because you're going to put this on a shirt. You don't need no blemishes, no bleeding.
Mhm.
You want to make sure that thing's tight work. Why? Because let somebody get that shirt, that shirt right, and it will not be like crisp because you didn't really jump on. So I would have told it, don't put the t-shirt on, give me the logo. I really like that though too. I would have it give me just the logo. I would tell it vectorize it. I want you to remove the shirt, just give me the logo, make it vector so that it can be placed directly onto a t-shirt. You would take this, you would get your Printify account, and then you just would literally cut out the images and start placing them on, whether it's a book, whether it's a t-shirt. And I always advise when you're creating these Printify accounts, um, stay in your lane. You know when you're creating something, if you're gonna create a kid's book, you're gonna promote that where people are kid minded. You don't promote certain things in certain channels. So if you're gonna create a Printify account, stay in one thing. Don't
Mhm.
sell books and t-shirts in the same place. Why? When people are looking for something, they don't want to see all of that. You can duplicate these accounts regularly doing this though. So when you're doing that, my advice from just succeeding, because I have a lot of accounts, I have a lot of different customers that I do this stuff for. Stay in they'd be like, stay in your niche, creating your niche.
Mhm.
Stay in one lane. Duplicate that same thing multiple times. Because when people are looking for something, think you're on Google. When you go look for something, if I see a cup of coffee and a mouse and a cell phone, I'm gonna say they're not that good. They do too much. I'm looking for somebody who just does this thing. Okay, she's not giving time. But stay in your niche. Make sure that you're making products that all go together, so then you can regularly have a series with your customers so that they can follow you, so they can tune into you. And half the battle, I tell people, education is the number one sales method. If you educate people about the value, they'll buy. If the value raises above the price, they'll buy your thing. So take a lot of time to detail your thing, detail your stories, detail your characters, make a whole background that their wisdom or whatever that is. The more that you detail that, when you start creating prompts for your characters, it'll start telling the story for itself for your people. for your each character that you create. Like all the characters that we know, Fred Flintstone, He-Man, and the rest. So we're about at our time frame. I want to make sure. Is there any other questions in the next? So we got a few more minutes left. Is there any question you guys have? I always forgot to ask Chat GPT how to help with prompts. So when you're creating a prompt, first you come up with the description, and then once you have gotten to your conclusion, then ask for the prompt because it has already gone through the kinks that you've had to figure out. So, like I just showed you, if you notice, as I figured it out, now I can have the prompts because it's the best part at the end. While you're training it, pull that information out, and there you are. I'm gonna give you that guys that stuff too that I just generated as well, so you can have that. Um, any more questions before we wrap it up and make? Oh, that's right. That's a good info right there. Make sure I send everybody an email. I'm gonna hit you guys up. I'm gonna send you emails. As long as I have everybody's email, I'm gonna drop you some free stuff. And if you guys want to link up with us and do a consultation, looking to grow your business, you'll have our information that you can contact us as well.
Is it okay if I make one more comment? Sorry.
No, do
So
it.
somebody mentioned prompts, learning prompts. And I hate to keep going back to Bing, but that's what I know right now.
Mhm.
If you put a picture in there, you can ask it to describe the picture and it'll describe it. Sometimes it gives you words that you wouldn't have even thought of. Like the
Right.
one big word for me was chibi. That's like my
Chippy.
favorite thing to create right now is I'd never heard of that before.
Chippy.
Chibi. Yeah.
Uh,
Like a chibi style doll.
oh, that's a style. That's this type of style of like art creation. A genre.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You can do that in here too. So I'll show you as well. If you wanted to do that, huh? 4 minutes.
Yes,
I know I
that
got
was
four
a
minutes, right?
thought one for me. I
So,
had never heard of that style either until I just recently started doing the AI. I had never heard of that style.
uh, here's the thing that you're mentioning is right here too. So, you could put the image into right into it, and then start getting that same thing that you're looking to do. You know what I'm saying? So it has it in there as
Mm.
well. So that's something you could practice on as well. I think that might something I might do a whole different training on too, because then we could start pulling prompts from pictures, create a whole prompt
Yeah.
library.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, you
is there like a in that the chat GPT? Is it where that you can insert your picture
Yeah,
and
that's it
with
right
the
there.
AI?
Did you see it right here?
No, I'm talking like a picture of yourself because I see some people make the background they have
Mm.
they extra actual picture of themselves and they do something to make the background with the actual picture of themselves turn into like an AI.
Into the AI. So that's even something that I'm working on right now. I'm working on being able to
Okay.
convert. I'm not great at converting because I have some people who ask me all the time, can you convert me into cartoons? Because I got a bulldog company that really wants me to do that, but that's not something I mastered yet. So I haven't jumped on it. But if somebody is good at it, we could always collaborate because I got customers for it that I can't fulfill. So,
Okay.
but yeah. Any other questions? Because we got 2 minutes. Any other questions?
if you do future trainings, will we get an email?
Tia, they'll get the email, right? Tia will be on top of top of
All
making
right.
communicating too. Because we're definitely going to do
Awesome.
some more trainings too,
Okay.
and we do it in different industries as well too as well.
Cool.
So,
This
uh,
is awesome of you guys. I appreciate this.
oh, we're recording it, so it's a two-way way for us. It becomes our resume, so we
Oh,
appreciate you guys too.
nice.
Being able to teach people is what raises the value to a lot of this
Yes.
stuff, and it gets people to know about our business, our services, and it always allows us to network. Because we do so many different businesses, networking is our number one way of how we raise our value and make more money. from the people that we know that help us get through doors that we wouldn't normally get through by ourselves too. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, I got you. All right. Good night, fellas. Good night, people. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for joining. I hope you guys found this informative. We want to keep doing this for you guys. So we got to know that you found it informative. So please, whatever group you came from on Facebook, please make sure you go back and let others know that they missed some good information, right?
Yes.
We will send out emails. We have added you guys to our email list. So, and when we do other trainings, we will send out emails to let you know. If there is a topic that you're interested in seeing or interested in learning about, feel free to reach out on Facebook or send us an email, and we can do some trainings on that as well. Yeah, so we are very excited to be teaching you guys this stuff. Thank y'all again for joining us, and y'all have a wonderful night.
I have one more
We
question.
will send out an email, let's say by Sunday, because we're going into the weekend. We move quickly, but we got little kids and whatnot, right? So
Okay, do
we
y'all
will
have
make
a
sure we get
Facebook
you that
group?
email though as soon as possible. All
Do
right,
She
y'all
got one
guys.
do
question.
you
She
have
said,
a Facebook group, an actual group?
I thought about creating one. I did. I thought I should too.
Do, do y'all have a Facebook group?
We have a Facebook page that we're about to start hitting more.
And I'm in the process of creating us a Facebook group so that we'll be able to start going live in the Facebook group.
That'd be
You know,
good.
that don't take but a second. So give us a couple days to get that up and running.
Okay.
And when we do have the Facebook group, you'll also get an email about that.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you. Bye bye.
You
Good
guys
night.
are so welcome.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Yeah.